TheWhoThatDaily.com. That's right, TheWhoThatDaily.com. Your one-stop shop for everything New Orleans Saints, New Orleans Pelicans, LSU Tigers, even the top-flight boxing news. So if you're a Who That and you're looking for a place to stay up on your team, TheWhoThatDaily.com is your site. TheWhoThatDaily.com for the sport Who That in all of us.
Margin for error is too small to do what we did tonight.
So you guys had a discussion just about like, hey, we just got to keep our emotions in check during those situations.
Absolutely. Like, we need Josh. We need Jonas. Jackson Hayes can't get technicals. Like, we need everybody to compete and play at a high level right now to win a game.
You guys got it down to one, I think, with 4 minutes left in the third quarter. Just what do you see, I guess, the rest of those 4 minutes of the third?
Like I said, we competed. The guys that were on the floor competed. We played hard. We shared the ball, 24 assists, 9 turnovers, but it's not enough when, number one, we're not healthy, and we're losing guys. It's not enough. We all have to be in it together. And if we lose one main guy like we did tonight, it hurts us.
On the court, JB, I think, had 16 in the first 14 minutes, I think, of the game, 9 the rest of the way. What did they do to kind of take him out of what was working for you guys early on?
I just thought he got tired. You know, he played a lot of minutes. I played JV 39 minutes coming off the road. He's been playing his tail off night in and night out. I thought he got fatigued down the stretch, and I couldn't afford to take him out the game.
Yeah, it's pretty clear. You got a level of frustration, and like, how much of that is just that quarter, this game, the losing streak? I can just, where is your head right now, as far as where you're feeling the most frustration?
It's this game. It's not the losing streak. It's not one quarter. It's the way our approach to this game. And there was moments in the game where we had guys on the floor that just didn't compete hard enough for me, hard enough for our team. And that's a non-negotiable for me. That's the deal. That's where we are. And as the leader of this team, I can't have that. I can't have guys on the floor if they're not going to give 110%.
So I guess as the leader, what do you have to do now as a reaction to that?
Call them up. Tomorrow in practice, you just call them up. Not out, but up. Up is we're better than this. We're better than to come home and get down 21 on our home floor. But our approach has to be better. My approach has to be better. I got to get the team prepared to play. And I did a poor job tonight.
Just kind of, I mean, we've heard you say call them up instead of call them out before. Just where does that, I mean, does that kind of go into the philosophy of what you're talking about before about preaching the positives while making sure you get the negative across?
It's a collaboration of showing them this is how you play. This is what you're capable of. But this is what you did tonight or the night before or what have you. It's reinforcing who they are. And these guys, they play hard, they work together, but we can't have moments like tonight. That's it.
And when you say you didn't see the compete level where it needed to be, I guess, where did you see that? You know, what parts of the game or what happened during the game made you say we're not competing the way we need to?
At some point in the third quarter, where they stretched the lead out on us, and then we put our heads down and just said, okay, enough is enough. You saw us get back into the game pretty quickly once that happened. But we can't wait till the third quarter. We got to do it for 4 quarters.
Sorry, just one more. Nikhil helped you guys get back into that game in the fourth quarter. What do you think of his overall approach tonight?
Great to see Nikhil be aggressive, be confident, shoot open shots, and just play the right way. That's what he did. And when he does that, he's capable of having games like he had tonight. 33 points, 10 rebounds, 4 assists. Low turnover game for him. No turnovers. So that's the Nikhil that, maybe he doesn't have 33 every night, but he's capable of having big nights if he just continues to play solid. I'm proud of him, proud of the way that he played. All right.
For all things Pelicans, you're now tuned into the Pelican post-game report. That's Coach Willie dropping the science. And, of course, this is quite the issue that we've seen with Coach Willie laying out that work to some of these players who he's saying he's going to call up, not out, that are not bringing it, or I call them, like he made reference to him before, DC.
Oh, I was waiting for you to call me up.
Letting go of the rope guys. So with that being said, we're going to open up this stream. Much love to the family members in this one as the Pelicans, man. They lose again, yet again. They lose again to the Thunder, 108-101, and the streak continues. DC's backwards hat did not work. He didn't stick to the script. So,
I watched this game, and I'm frustrated like Coach, but at the same time, it was a lot of things I saw in this game that I haven't seen the last 4 or 5 games. And for us to fight that hard down the stretch and get back, bro, I thought it was worthy to turn my head back around, bro. I'm okay with saying I'm a Pelicans fan, along with an article that Big Q gonna read to y'all later on. That definitely made me turn my head back around when I read that shit. Well, Big Q read. I didn't read it. Big Q read it to me.
Now you can read it, DC. You want to read it for the family today?
You had to read the article to me, bro. I don't know, bro. I might not.
Well, I can send you the link and you can read it to him if you like.
I don't think Tasha want that.
DC, y'all got an extra hour or so where we gotta let DC read this shit.
It won't take. It might. You know what? It might take an hour and a half because I'd be so damn happy reading it. I might not make it through the article, Q.
I hear you on that, DC. I got you, bro.
I might start crying tears of joy.
I hear you, bro. Let's recap this thing. As Pels get stopped by OKC, that's the name of this one. 108-100. Of course, you heard the frustration and upsetness by Coach Willie Green in the situation, man. And the Pelicans, man, my goodness. They do have low IQ basketball moments that are very frustrating. The turnovers just seem to happen, the poor shot management, and that's would be really frustrating. The Coach Willie to be seeing that. But anyway, let's get into the statistics. Team-wise, as you can see, the OKC team shot 37 of 87 for 42.5%. Pelicans with 34 of 97 had 10 more field goal attempts than their adversaries. They finished with 35.1% shooting the field. From the field, and of course from downtown, OKC was 10 of 34 for 29%. Pelicans was 9 of 35 for almost 26%. Free throws, 24 for 30 for 80% for OKC. Pelicans, 23 of 32 for 72%. You hit some more of those free throws, things look a little interesting, all I'm saying. Rebounds, 56 to a 50 advantage OKC in the matchup. They had 43 defensive rebounds. They was in there hustling, doing their thing. You can see the Pelicans had more assists anyway, 24-23 to them. They had more steals, 13-6, 5-4 on the blocks, advantage Pelicans, and they held the turnovers down to just 10, and they had 17 points off turnovers, 18 turnovers with 18 points off turnovers OKC, 5 fast break points by the Pelicans, and they were tied 46 all in points in the paint, and of course OKC led by as much as 21. The Pelicans did have the lead in this matchup by 8 ultimately before it all went haywire, and then the Pelicans had to fight 21 back to get the lead in single digits, but of course they could not have enough defensive stops to make plays happen. Baskets, really tough baskets tonight by them, and they let a barrage of threes just light them up, and
Lo and behold, Pelicans also, like I said, it's just a comedy of errors. Let's get into this, DC, and talk about the statistics that stick out team-wise, bro.
The statistics that stick out to me, man, is obvious. It's probably one that ain't up there, but it's tied along with the fouls, even though it was kind of close. But those five techs, Q, in 1 quarter. That's where it all changed for me, man. Until that point, I thought maybe the Pels would win this game. They were going back and forth. But for the Pelicans, bro, one of the most mild-mannered, I wouldn't say non-aggressive. I wouldn't say we non-aggressive, but least aggressive teams in the league to get 5 techs in 1 quarter. Q, that shit is crazy.
That's what one of the things he was really pissed about.
That is crazy, Q.
Because when you threw Josh Hart out there,
that is almost unheard of, bro.
mm-hmm.
They threw Josh Hart out for words. Okay, he cussed or whatever. The man, you already gave him a tech. Like, what? You know what I'm saying? He got his tech. Give him a little chance. You gave him a tech already. You know what I mean? So, how you just gonna throw him another one right after that? He ain't doing nothing but talking. It ain't like he charged at you or something. I just thought that shit could have been avoided, and it was really shitty, bro, on the refs or that one ref, because it was that guy ref, really. The lady on the call where Josh got thrown out, she actually looked like she was calling a foul on the Thunder. And,
he overruled it.
Right, which was a bullshit call. Josh Hart shouldn't have got the foul. The dude went over his back. So it's crazy, bro. It's crazy. Yeah, you can point to the free throws. We made one more, we got less than them. So that was it to me, bro. And the other stat I say the offensive rebounds, but it still ties into those technical fouls because I don't think those offensive rebounds would be there if Josh Hart was still on the floor. We really, really miss Josh Hart, man. I'm telling you, family, if Josh Hart was out there, we won this game. Point blank period. We won this game. Barring that everything continued to flow the way it did, NAW got his thing going, and we would have won this game. We would have won this. I'm not giving them an out or an excuse. It's a loss. I still feel like they still could have won without Josh Hart, but man, you talking about having play perfect. I said I wasn't sure if we can win this game. If Herb Jones or B.I. didn't come back, I said I don't think we can win. If neither one of them came back. Well, Herb came back. They got Herb back, and then we lose Josh Hart. So it's like being in the same situation all over again, man. So 5 technicals for me, Q. That's the only stat I need to see. That's the one that stands out. I'm sure you can look at those second chance points and the bench scoring, if I'm not mistaken. Probably might stand out a little bit, but it's the 5 techs for me, man.
Yeah, that's what pissed off Coach Willie tonight, man. He was actually really peeved about that, and he knew that if they had Josh Hart tonight, they would have made it happen. Let's look into the individual statistics, family, and see exactly what we're talking about here. Of course, NAW, he's on the thumbnail with his cousin, so he was the leader. 33 points in terms of his scoring in 34 minutes. He was 10 of 22 from the field, very aggressive tonight. 4 of 10 from downtown, 9 of 11 from the free throw line. He finished with 33 points, 10 rebounds, and 4 assists for him in the matchup. Big V in 39 minutes of action finished with 25 points and 15 rebounds. My goodness, Big V just playing on another level. 39 minutes for him, 9 of 20 from the field, 1 of 3 from downtown, 6 of 7 from the charity stripe, 25 points and 15 rebounds for Big V. And of course, the third scorer, DC, was Graham. He can't get through that glass ceiling. 18 points in 34 minutes, 7 of 18.
16 to 18 all the time.
Yeah.
He consistent, boy. He consistent, though.
Yeah, between 16 to 18 points. Sooner or later, it's coming.
It's consistent.
3 of 9 from downtown. He was 1 of 3 from the free throw line. Didn't like seeing that as well. He'd have got 20 points if he'd hit a couple of those free throws. Didn't like that. But he did have a plus 12 in the plus minus ratio. 18 points, 4 assists for him. And then, of course, when you look for anybody else, any additional scoring from the Pelicans would have definitely been a positive.
Them 8 points we missing from Josh Hart. Josh Hart would have got you at least 12 points, bro. That's 8 points.
Yeah,
That'd
exactly.
be 8 right there, Q.
I know, and he gets thrown out of there in 15 minutes. He produces 4 points. He was 2 of 5 on the day before he left with 3 rebounds in 15 minutes. And of course, the other starter was Garrett Temple in 29 minutes of action. He was 0 of 5 from the field, 0 from 1 from downtown. He did hit his free throws, but he finished with 3 points and 5 assists with 3 rebounds in the matchup. And of course, where's the bench? You see Herb Jones in 32 minutes of action. He came back and was rusty as hell, 1 of 7 shooting from the field. He tried a 3-pointer, didn't work, but he was 2 of 3 from the charity stripe, finished with 4 points, 4 assists, 6 rebounds, and plus minus
everything
plus
else.
8. Yeah, like he always does. Jackson Hayes, 5 points and 3 rebounds in 9 minutes of action. KLJ, 13 minutes of action. DC, 1 of 7 from the field, 0 of 3 from downtown, but he was a lot more aggressive.
It wasn't good, but he was
a lot more
actually
aggressive.
showed some aggression, bro. But
yeah,
I think he's one of the guys that coach might have been talking about. Him and Hayes, man.
2-2-2 in terms of what he did: 2 points, 2 assists, 2 steals, but a minus 20 in the plus minus for whatever that's worth. And of course, you look at Sanoransky, who was probably the BFI player of the game, in my opinion. 19 minutes, 0 for 3 from the field, 0 for 3 from downtown, 1 of 2 from the charity stripe. What did Sato do right? 1 point.
He jumped up and made a pass, Q. That's what he seems to do every play.
And
I don't know why he's always jumping in there and trying to make a pass. It's times where he should try and score, and he just looking to pass. And the defense is like, you know how the defense huddle around Zion when he try to score. That's how they huddle around Satoransky passes. They don't worry about him. As far as him looking to score, they just huddle around when they think he gonna pass the ball to, bro. I'm like, this shit is getting out of hand, bro.
And listen, like I said, we talked about KLJ needs to be a little bit more aggressive.
Score the ball,
but
man.
I really think
offensively.
I think the Sato thing is he trying to take that paratrooper award from Jackson. But you going on to trigger Trey Murphy, the third.
Wait. Before we move off Sato do give a lot of effort on defense. That's what I did notice, bro. I'm talking about him passing all that shit on defense. He be in the right place a lot of times. He's not very athletic, but he's definitely got an IQ and know where he's supposed to be at on defense, bro. I seen him make a lot of plays and getting hands in people's face and stuff. And he's very helpful. He actually does a little more than Kyra. He ain't gonna get you a bunch of steals. Kyra maybe get you more steals, but
you talking about Sato. Ain't nothing helpful about 1 point, DC. For a veteran like this.
On defense, Q is what I'm saying. Offense, he complete dumps the juice. But on defense, he's admirable. We would say he's average. He gives you something.
Enough of the Sato.
I'm just saying that's why he a +1 in his plus or minus.
Well, that's awesome, DC. +1 in his plus minus.
That's why coach kept him out there.
All right, Trey Murphy the third.
He's slow as hell. You're right, B. Thomas. He's slow.
16 minutes for trigger Trey Murphy because the gun is jammed. 2 of 8 from the field, 1 of 4 from downtown. 5 points from here, 4 rebounds, but it's better than 0 points.
Man, my man had two backboard bricks in the elbow. I'm like, come on, Trey, you gotta get it going, bro.
Yeah, it's not looking
rough.
good,
It's getting rough for the rookie, bro.
Yeah. So anyway, that's what it is. Let's take a look at the.
I didn't realize Najee was hurt either, man. I didn't know he was hurt. He was out right knee. I thought he might have got benched. I thought that was kind of odd.
All right, and then of course you look at what's going on with OKC. Their top guys, you can see was Lou Dort. He finished with 27 points on the night in 34 minutes of action. 8 of 13 from the field, 2 of 7 from downtown, 9 of 10 from the charity.
Goddamn Dort.
Lou Dort, and then of course Shai did his thing. 24.7 rebounds, 5 assists in the matchup for Shai. But Giddey was the guy that was orchestrating doing his thing. He had 12 rebounds, almost 9. He almost the double digits in assists.
Man, almost had a triple-double, bro.
Yep, he was doing this thing. 7 points, 9 assists, and 12 rebounds as he was facilitating that thing, getting guys open to help.
It's a pretty good little player there, bro, Giddey.
Yeah, Giddey did his thing tonight against the Pelicans. So, DC, let's talk about these individual statistics. You already mentioned some of this stuff.
Man, hold up. No, scroll down. What? Go back up.
I'm not talking about no KC people, though.
I just got one person I want to show you, Q, because this is some big shit here. Dude, please, somebody explain to me how in the world does Lou Dort get 10 free throws? Lou motherfucking Dort got 10 free throws, Q. You believe
I
this
know.
shit?
Well, Shai had 11
Nah,
attempts. Well,
that's
he had
shy.
attempts.
That's
11. Dort was aggressive.
that's shy.
Dort
Lou
was
Dort
aggressive.
got 10 goddamn free throws, man. And, he was aggressive
He was
my
aggressive.
ass. They was calling all
No,
type of
no,
fouls.
no. He was aggressive.
And
yet-
NAW fouled him
and-
on that 3-pointer, and
they were giving
they had other
OKC
ones.
they was giving OKC the calls. They were.
Man, a lot of times, a lot of them fouls wasn't even fouls, Q.
They weren't. I
They
just
were
told
good
you that.
defensive plays, man.
They were giving them the fouls. And then they try to clean it up for the Pelicans on the back end of the game.
Yeah.
So
But Lou Dort is a prime example of that. There ain't nowhere in the world you're gonna have me believe he got 10 free throw attempts, and all 10 of them attempts was on hard fouls, where they just rightfully so fouled him. I ain't buying that shit, Q. Not buying it. All right, you go down to the Pelicans now.
yeah, I mean, the referees were suspect, and they try to clean it up on the back end of the game. No doubt about it. We've seen that play out. But then again, is that any surprise to any of the family members, whether you're a Saints person or a Pelicans person? That's what kind of treatment you
Why
get
they
in your
hate
own
us?
blood.
Why do they hate the Pelicans so much? What
It
the hell did
matters
the
not.
Pelicans do, Q?
The Pelicans perennially lose.
We got a
And
bunch of
most the
church
times-
boys on our team, Q. What did the
most of the
Pelicans do, bro?
But if you're recognized as a loser, them people coming at us, them people ain't nobody gonna scream for a loser. If you getting calls not going your way, they're not gonna raise no fuss about people losing. If you're a team that's winning and then you make a fuss about it, yeah, people gonna hear you then. But if you're a losing ass organization and a losing ass team, ain't nobody gonna hear what you saying, man. I mean, so that's what I'm saying. Like what we see with the calls it's ridiculous, but we got to keep our cool, our composure, because tonight us having all those freaking technicals and giving them these extra shots hurt us tonight. And then of course on the back end, outside the referees, the Pelicans, if they hit some more free throws in this thing, they make it a lot easier on themselves. So I mean, like I said, fundamentals.
They shot 80%, bro. I mean, you 90% would be better, 100 would be better, obviously, but
in close games when you ain't shooting well, DC, I'm saying.
Yeah, you got to maximize everything you got. That's what we got to be a
And
team.
they didn't shoot 80%.
We gotta be great at the fundamentals, bro, because we don't have all the other shit. So we can't afford to leave nothing on the table.
They didn't shoot. You're right.
They shot 80% though.
No, OKC shot 80%. Your ass shot 72%.
We shot 72. I thought we shot 80%.
No,
You
DC,
sure?
that's what you wanted us to shoot. We didn't shoot. They shot 80%. Let me put the stats on screen for you, bro. Hey, you might have missed that. That's what I highlighted when you was talking. He's like, yeah, the free throws. When you was talking, you might just wasn't paying attention. But look, here it is right here. Look,
I was looking at it wrong, bro, for some reason.
72.
I seen that backwards. I got dyslexic though.
Yeah, see, you 23 or 32 right there. I mean, you hit a few, but it changes things a bit, So I mean, fundamentals mean a lot, man. But go ahead, DC. Go ahead and finish.
Why the hell we can't make over 9 3-pointers a game? That is weird to me. We shoot like 30, 40, or we make like 9 like all the time. That's crazy. But individual statistics, man, they only got 3 people worth mentioning. You got Big V, bro. This man has been consistent for us. I almost feel sorry for him. All the minutes he played and how hard he played, bro. And it's just going in a losing effort.
Yeah.
But man, double. Roll out his bed and double every night. A sorry game for Big V is a double. I'm gonna be surprised when he don't have a double one game. That shit is gonna be so rare. So shout out to him, man. 25. Where's that at, Q?
It's coming up, Rick's Raw. Rick's Raw saying it. I got that. I'm gonna cover that right after we go.
What you talking about that article?
Yeah, what you talking about, DC?
25, 15, 2 assists. You know what I'm saying? No turnovers. So he's been improving on that, learning how to deal with that pressure that team's giving him. Because OKC didn't want him to score, man. They started putting all type of people on him at a certain point. And you see he was 9 for 20 because of it. So man, once he start freeing up a little bit, I'm really intrigued and excited, actually, whenever the hell Zion get back out there. Maybe you're right, Q. Maybe I'm wrong, but we were only a couple of weeks off on when we think he's going to come back, probably.
I told
But,
you not to January of 2022. I said that.
yeah, you did. And I said
And,
right. I said right around Christmas. So you might win that one. Who knows, bro? We're gonna see. But man, I'm excited to see what Big V look like with Zion, man, because I think this is gonna be a real good pairing. And to know we got this guy for the next 3 years, including this year, that was a good move. Probably the best move we've made in the Zion era, looking like so far. Devontae Graham, bro. He gave us 18, 4 assists. You know what I mean? Not much in rebounding, and his defense is pretty decent. I mean, he gave up some crucial plays to SGA, but you know what you gonna do? I mean, Devontae Graham ain't exactly Herb Jones, so did pretty good. Thought he had an all around good game, but with Josh Hart being gone, man, I need more from you, man. You need to do more. Expect a little more out of him because I know he can do it, man. This dude, every night, man, he gonna hit one or two. You're like, wow, how the hell did he do that? He was crossing people left and right, you know, trying to get guys involved with trying to facilitate, you know, get things going. I see him trying to do that as a point guard, so respects to that. Really can't down him at all, man. Played a good game. And the other man of the hour we gonna mention is none other than NAW. Finally came out the slump queue, got things going. He was pretty much having a regular game like he normally been having, and in that fourth quarter, he just went nuts, man. I don't know if he just got pissed. Finally, you know what I'm saying? He played hard all game. Got to give him that, defense and offense. And he went out and dropped 33, 10 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 steals, and a block. And get this, family, no turnovers. No turnovers for NAW. Very good game. I hope he keeps this game, man, and continues to watch this tape and understand that it's okay to shoot the threes sometimes, but your bread and butter should be in the paint and in the mid-range.
Attack
You
the
are
paint.
very good there.
Right.
And let that open up your three-point shot. So if he continues to play the way he did tonight, we might have someone in NAW if he can keep this up. Yeah, he can't shoot the bad shots, but I mean, he shot a few of them, a few bad shots tonight, not as many as usual.
Yeah,
They're
but those are
usually
forgivable.
3-pointers, though.
Yeah, but that's forgivable, DC, when you see that he's out there playing defense and attacking the cup, getting to the free throw line. Sometimes you'll look past that if you see overall, you see him going into his mid-range suit and start attacking the cup to get to the free throw line. So,
Yeah.
I mean, but, you know, yeah, Coach Willie and KK, big ups to the fam. Much love to the flock, man. Let me give y'all a shout out.
Oh, yeah, we ain't even
for
shout
being
out the
here.
flockers
Shout out
today,
the
man.
entire freaking flock today, man. Much
What's
love
up
to you guys.
to the flocking family?
Appreciate the flock, man. Keeping it real in the building, 11:05 Central Time. And we talking
this
about the
thing with us.
1-11 Pelicans losing to the OKC Thunder tonight by 8. It
But
would
it's
trail them
still
by
go
as much as
Pels.
21, but it's still go Pels.
Go
Because
Pels.
what else?
Still.
What else we gonna go do? Gonna
Gotta love them, baby.
gonna turn into Lakers peoples? I don't think so. It's go Pels, baby, 100%. So much love
Ride
to
or
y'all.
die.
Appreciate y'all being here. But KK was asking the question before we get into the
What was
preview
KK's
about
question?
Brooks. She said, "What is Willie Green? What was Willie Green talking about?" Well, he was pissed. We played at the start of the show off that Willie Green was pissed about the performance of not in, a full performance. Let's just say that.
I think he's alluding to that third quarter, Q.
Yes,
right
that's what I'm
around
saying.
the same time.
It's the third quarter.
Every game we fall off a cliff, and Willie was smart tonight, and I think that's really what pissed him off. He
started
called the
doing
timeout.
Yeah, try to stop it
right before they fell off the cliff. He saw it coming. Called a timeout. Probably gave him a speech. Told him what to do.
What's up,
stick
Shema?
to the fundamentals. Focus on defense. Yada yada yada. Whatever coach told him. And they went out there and proceeded to let OKC go on a 25-5 run after that timeout. So I'm sure he was pissed. On top of that, with the technical fouls that we already talked about, and the way that the refs were calling this game pretty early in the game, even though they gave us the whistle down the stretch to try to make up for it, but it's a little too late for that. So yeah, that's what coach was talking about. He said guys quit on him, and I think he's talking about around that period in time. Not the fourth quarter, because everybody was hustling their
Yeah.
ass off to get back in the game.
Yep, almost
But
did it too.
that third quarter, right around maybe 3 minute, 2 minute mark. I don't remember the exact time when he called that timeout. And they proceeded after that up until probably about 8 minutes in the game before they kind of corrected themselves. So from the third, 2 or 3 minutes left in the third to the probably 8 minutes in the fourth quarter, it just was looking like the Three Stooges shit we always talk about again. Fumbling and bumbling and no shots being made. It wasn't turning the ball over a whole lot, but I mean, man, they couldn't buy a goddamn bucket, Q. And then they just decided to fall asleep on defense at the same time, too.
It's just low IQ basketball at the worst times. It's low IQ shot selection, low IQ defenses, low IQ turn. I mean, the fundamental breakdown in key sections, and it gives the teams that they're playing, because that's why I'm still up on this team, because you can see the Pelicans, they'll be winning these. They'll be winning.
Yeah.
They be beating these guys.
Yeah,
Some
good.
cases they be beating
And
the
our
guys by
starting
10
lineup
and beating them by 8, and then the starting lineup sits down, and then the bench can't hold because the bench can't score. Trigger Trey Murphy, the gun rusty. He firing blanks.
He needs somebody to break down the defense to get him over.
And what you got, KLJ?
He can't-
KLJ was
He
aggressive
can't
tonight,
create his own shot.
but
man.
KLJ had nothing going on in terms of him shooting the ball. Wasn't happening. Sato was worse than KLJ tonight. So you really didn't have too
KL
much
need to
going
go
on.
to the G League, man. He too uptight, man. Like he needs
Yeah,
to
but
loosen up. And,
you put KLJ in the G League, you got to replace him with somebody, bro. You just can't have Sato out there. So I mean, you got.
well, they signed Alvarado and Didi to the G
I know.
League, so my dreams of that is over with.
Yeah, they already gone. So there you go. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. All right, but anyway, let's go into the next breakdown, family. We'll talk about the upcoming matchup that's going to happen on Friday. That's right. On Friday. Friday is going down. Brooklyn, the Nets, led by Durantula, is coming to New Orleans to take on the Pelicans, who are winless at home, 0-5 at home, 1-11 overall. Brooklyn 8-4, 4-2 on the road. Kevin Durant averaging 29.5 points per contest, shooting almost 57% from the field, 83% from the charity stripe. Big V is our top dog, 19.5 from him points per game. You can see he's shooting 51% from the field, 89% shooting of the free throw. And of course, you look at the rebounds. He's the top dog, 14 rebounds per game, averaging 10 defensive rebounds per contest, the top assist man. And of course, Durant leads his squad in rebounds. The top assist man is Graham with 5.6. James Harden, 8.5 in 34.3 minutes, with Graham 5.6 and 32.5. As we span a little down, you see Brooklyn not really dealing with any injuries, so they say. And of course, you see the Pelicans dealing with Brandon Ingram, who's listed as out. Najee Marshall was also out. And of course, Josh Hart, well, I don't know why he would be listed out here for this game. We'll see what that. I think that might just be a mistake. But anyway, we're going to go over the rest of it. As you can see, the Pelicans currently on an 8-game slide right now. The Nets coming off a loss to the Chicago Bulls as well. And I think it was another game that they played recently that they lost. They actually beat the Magic 123-90 to get back on the right side of things. They're first in the Atlantic Division. As you can see, Kevin Durant, James Harden lead the Nets past 123. Durant put up 30 points in the game. Harden had his 59th career triple-double in Brooklyn as they beat him 123-90 over the Magic on Wednesday night. So with that being said, we're getting a very interesting team coming in here, DC. Brooklyn. I mean, you talking about, okay, Q, Pelicans struggle to beat OKC. Well, Josh Hart gets, all the crap happens. There's a lot of stuff. A lot of people believe that BI should be back for this game against Brooklyn on Friday.
He ain't gonna pass up playing against KD. You look up to him.
Right. So I mean, that's something that we're hearing as well. So let's get into the breakdown of this one, DC. This is a very tough contest, man.
It is, brother. It is. You gonna go over? Let me see who else they got on their team. Pull them stats up real quick. Okay. We got, all I know is KD, Durant. They got Harden. I say KD, Durant.
Joe Harris.
Joe Harris. That's what I was trying to say.
LaMarcus Aldridge,
Joe
Paul
Harris. You
Millsap,
got Blake
Patty
Griffin
Mills.
playing center. Marcus Aldridge is deep team, man.
Yeah.
Paul Millsap, somebody who I think should have been with us, probably would have helped a lot. Bruce Bowen, hell of a defensive player.
Cam Thomas.
Cam Thomas, way back there on the end of the bench somewhere. Man, it's gonna take a hell of an effort, Q. This ain't nothing to sneeze at here. The Warriors, I don't think they up to, I would say, full potential right now, as far as what people would expect out of them. Not the Warriors, the Nets. My bad.
Right. Okay.
And I think we can get them, Q. But it would be
What?
Hey, I'm putting my money, man. The Pelicans just lost to the damn Thunder. What more Pelican than them going out and beating the Nets? I'm gonna keep going with this, bro, because I feel like I'm on to something here.
I don't think they are. KK. She says maybe start a rally to show support. She's saying that the Pels practice is open to public. I don't think so.
Nah, I don't think they open the public either. I ain't hear anything about that. But
yeah, I know Sauce Stove, bro. Much love, bro. We got that article coming up.
Right.
Go ahead, DC.
I think they can go out there and get a win against the Nets just because BI will be coming back. Willie is obviously pissed at this point, so they about to finally get some tough love, Q. We've been saying that's something they needed. I think they need a mix of him being patient with them and, being a little rough with them too. I know Moses. I know. Well, not Moses. But I gotta pick them to win some goddamn games, bro. What you want me to get up here and just say they're gonna lose every goddamn night? Nah, but I think they're gonna win on a game we're not expecting. Like they should have won this game tonight. But with more Pelicans went losing against the Thunder. I think they're gonna finally crack that win and get a win against somebody we're not expecting. I mean, this is the regular season. The Nets, we could catch them sleeping. They could be sleeping on us. I mean, we're one of the worst. We is the worst team in the league right now. So, what a perfect time for them to maybe fall asleep or underestimate you. BI is probably gonna come back. Herb Jones gonna give you better than what he gave you. Last time when Herb and BI was playing, Josh Hart was off because he was coming off an injury. Josh Hart's playing pretty damn good. We're gonna see who Willie gonna call up. Maybe NAW can keep or take something from this last game, and that transitions over. There are a lot of things that could happen. I understand that most of y'all not gonna agree with me, but I'm gonna pick them to win against Brooklyn for none other than the fact that it's just some Pelican shit. They lose to probably one of the 3 or 4 other teams that's, I guess, as bad as us. They go in and lose to that game. It would be nothing more Pelicans than to go in and beat the Brooklyn Nets.
Tall order, man.
Very.
Tall order, bro. You don't even know.
They're going to get it done, though, bro.
Well, DC, I don't argue against it, bro.
KD still going to drop 30 points, but Harden, I think Harden is your guy that could. He ain't been looking like himself without them damn refs. But hopefully we're not stupid enough to give him a bunch of them calls, though.
Yeah, I mean, that'll be really good, man, because we can get a win against a team that a lot of people see as a potential championship club. With all the pieces they added, if we can pull off a win in the Smoothie King Center, that would really boost the morale for a struggling Pelican club. I'm not going to tell you no different. And that could spark something. That can create a fire and light a fire in this place that we need really bad. But let me stop for a second. Let me just show this family, because he's thinking about what's going on with BIDC. Let me share this with the family members about this hip contusion. Now, this is a little information I came across. Let me put this on the board to the family members here. As you can see what
people think he just sitting out and don't want to play and all this other stuff, all type of crazy stuff.
Right. And this is what they're saying. This is according to healthline.com, one of the health sites that cover all of these different injuries and whatnot. And they're saying the length of time it takes to recover varies depending upon the severity of your injury and the depth of the contusion. It may take as long as 2 to 4 weeks to recover fully. You can return to normal activities as soon as you feel able to. And of course, how do you treat a hip contusion? It tells you here, rest your injured hip so that it can heal. Ice the injury for 20 minutes every 4 hours or as directed. Compress your injury with elastic bandage to reduce swelling. Elevate your injured hip above the level of your heart as often as you can, and do not massage or use heat. And then there are other options as well. Just giving a little back idea about hip contusions and recovery time according to what's going on.
It's been about almost 2 weeks, huh?
That's what I'm saying. So it's like, yeah, it fits the timeline.
Probably be exactly 2 weeks Friday.
And the reason why I did that little research is because I'm like, man, hold on here. You know, I started looking that up because I don't trust David Griffin and what he's saying. So I started doing my own medical research, and that's how it's going to have to be, period, with this guy, family. So you seeing it straight off the top here, as you see that, it says, and I can highlight it for the family, it says 2 to 4 weeks here. So that's right around the timeline right there. So like I said, I don't trust what they're saying, and Griffin is the guy that controls the flow of the dissemination of information coming out of the Pelicans organization. So, I mean, usually he has such a terrible distrust, and usually when you have that level of distrust,
he might as well be the chief operator of the sewage and water board. That flow of information you talk about. Ain't nothing but straight sewage.
Yeah, it's his the morale, the trust, and the belief in him is beyond, way down beyond any level wherever he's been in his previous administration, because he was able to operate with a certain amount of trust.
The president of the United States, or you?
I'm talking about David the skunk. I mean, not the skunk, the octopus Griffin, Doc Ock, and how he's participating. And speaking of Doc Ock, here's something we're gonna share with you guys that we were saving right here. Let's cover this article right here. The ugly exchange with ex-coach Pels.
It was pretty to me.
Yeah. Pels executive David Griffin's job is on the brink. Now, after ugly exchange with ex-coach, Pels exec David Griffin's job is on the brink. That's coming from Jake Fisher. This is from the Bleacher Report. And I was like, I read this. I like, man, look at this foolishness here. But anyway, let's get into it for the family members that hadn't heard.
Wonderful human beings don't do such things, Q.
Look at that go old Doc Octopus smiling up there. He lying about something. You know, he opened his mouth and blinked. He lying about something. As New Orleans Pelicans remain mired in one of the poorest starts to this NBA season, league-wide speculation has only increased about the job security of Executive Vice President of Basketball Operations, Dr. Octopus, David Griffin. The rumblings begin following the Pelicans' 0-3 start, currently a league worst 1-11 after Wednesday's loss to OKC, coupled with Griffin's public handling of All-Star forward Zion Williamson's prolonged recovery from off-season foot surgery. The Pelicans brass certainly hoped Griffin's tenure would finally lead to a playoff berth, despite its tenuous 2 years building around Williamson. The chief executive then left the team's recent 4-game road trip, sources told Bleacher Report, following a heated exchange with Sacramento assistant head coach Elvin Heavenly Hill Gentry. Now, Griffin and Gentry first connected during their shared tenure in Phoenix, and blah, 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 blah. With New Orleans projected optimism about competing for a postseason berth during the bubble, Gentry had a large portion of Pelican staffers were already prepared for the coach's ouster, sources said, as Griffin was widely known to covet Ty Lue, who was the head coach in Cleveland when Griffin served as the GM for LeBron's 2016 championship team. Griffin, who would often tell the team and other league officials that he'd given Gentry, quote, all the answers to the test, and he still fails, end quote, sources confirmed to Bleacher Report. That expression was first reported in September's article by NOLA.com, which served as a catalyst for Griffin and Gentry's exchange in Sacramento. Sources told Bleacher Report after Kings defeated the Pelicans 112-99 on November the 3rd, Griffin found Gentry in the bowels of Golden One Center to offer a warm hello to his former head coach, yet Gentry brushed off his initial efforts as inauthentic. All right. From there, according to multiple sources with knowledge of the incident, Griffin denied the findings of NOLA.com's article, particularly his, quote, answers to the test line, and the notion that he played the piano for Williamson during the team's bubble stay in Disney World. Gentry responded with his own choice words, noting how eventual replacement Stan Van Gundy was also fired after one season. New Orleans finished just one game better, 31-41, than the Pelicans did under Gentry, 30-42. The year he was let go. Quote, "You must not have given Stan the answers to the test either," end quote, Gentry shouted at Griffin. According to multiple sources, the two men had to be physically separated. Could you imagine the scene to see Dr. Octopus and Heavenly Hill Gentry
trying to swing
to
some
get
of
at
those
each
damn
other?
tentacles over there.
Gentry eyes popping out of his head, bucking out of his head. He got them brown alcohol eyes popping out of his head, and Dr. Octopus trying to get a hold to him. Could you imagine these two?
You know that damn
fuggies?
face Gentry make. He made it on the sidelines all the time when he had his
Bro.
arms folded, just like how it is.
Bro.
That mad face he got, his lips be poked out.
Eyes bucking and shit. Look at Doc Ock sitting right there. He hiding his tentacles behind him. Griffin did not continue on
He
the
looks
Pelicans.
sad right there. The Gentry was telling some slick shit right there. Look.
He must be losing. That's why he.
Look at his face.
Because if there was, he'd try to steal credit best way he could. Griffin did not continue on the Pelicans' road trip, sources say, and it was notably absent from the team's game against Golden State on Friday, which New Orleans lost 126-85. The aftermath of the event has seemed to cause ripples around the league, according to increased whispers about the future of New Orleans without Griffin at the helm of the New Orleans Pelicans basketball operation. League observers have noted that New Orleans' repeated appearances in national television games that were supposed to feature Williamson have cast a far larger spotlight on the Pelicans' losing dynamic than otherwise would have existed. Griffin was on hand Tuesday night in Madison Square Garden when the rest of the NBA flock that attended the Champions Classic scouting Duke's top prospect, Panchero, among others, and Pelican staffers have pursued it as normal. But it's difficult to imagine New Orleans' slow start turning around anytime soon. In addition to Williamson, all-star scorer Brandon Ingram has been sidelined for the past 6 games with a hip contusion. Head coach Willie Green, the third in Griffin's tenure in 3 seasons in New Orleans, announced on November the 1st, it will take 2 to 3 weeks for Williamson's next update in his recovery, let alone a plan to return to game action.
How it's gonna take 2 to 3 weeks? It's not already been 2 weeks since the last games, right?
2 to 3 weeks for Williamson's next update, let alone the plan.
From now or from when we
but see,
got the last
but
game.
see, that's the spin. That's why he's hated so much, because instead of just coming out and saying, listen, the date is this date, and you give it to him, you're feeding it bullshit because you don't want to deal with the heat of what you're doing and how you letting it out.
Just creating more heat, bro. He
he
don't know us.
He
should make him more heat.
He just think we like some of these people from up north who he
Man,
had with Cleveland
go,
and all this. We ain't about
Every
that.
time you come in our face, we gonna where them scans at, dog.
Right. I mean, scans on Zion Williamson. I put it out of mind. But anyway,
Man.
listen, let's finish this up. We got a little bit left here. And it said November the 1st will take 2 to 3 weeks for Williamson's next update in recovery, let alone a plan to return to game action, sparking concern around the league that Williamson may not see the floor until when?
January.
Which is what I said.
Yes,
I told you put that shit out of y'all head until January of 2022. Anything else is pure spin. But anyway, DC, that's a really good article on that old octopus. Him and Heavenly Hill Gentry trying to get at each other. And that was a good comeback for Gentry, too, to kind of run down there. And I knew when they won, I know Gentry was smiling from ear to ear that he beat David Griffin. And he was doing his thing and talking. And, boy, I guess all that love, it wore off real quick after he got kicked in his ass and shown the door.
Yeah, because, Gentry heard from some of the other people, and he saw how Willie Green was talking to the players out there. He said, that's real love. It dawned on him right during the game, bro. He saw that love doctrine being preached when they played Sacramento, and it was all bubbling up on the sideline. He simmered down a little bit because they got the win. And then that's when Doc Ock went walk over there and try to dap that man off, bro. And it just, it was all at once, Q. You don't love me. In his head, he just went off on him, bro. Went off on him, Q. So I guess you gave Stan Van Gundy the answers to the test too, huh?
Yeah. I strangle the life out of you, Gentry. That old octopus trying to kill him.
I don't even know what the little liar sound like when he get mad. What you think he sound? What would he? He always giving us these long ass soliloquies with all these syllables and vowels and shit and these words he use. What you think he sound like when he get mad? I can't even do a good impersonation of him. Q pissed.
But you know what though? Just to be honest with you, DC, he said he didn't say that. If he didn't say that,
if he didn't say it, that means
why
he
would
said
he got
it.
up? Right. But I'm saying if he said he didn't say it, and you believe the octopus foolishly and said, well, if he said he didn't say it, Q, I believe he didn't say it. Then why he got upset that bad to want to go and try to knock Gentry upside his head with his tentacles? So I mean, David Griffin, and this is a bad look
because he was lying on me.
That's the funny thing about the whole process is that the spotlight, and we've been putting it squarely on that old octopus.
He got one move. Q, he's just gonna try to lie his way out of everything. That's his
it won't
only
work.
move. That's
It
his
won't
only
work, my
move.
friend. It won't work. It won't work.
He spin like an old ass washing machine, bro. That's all he do, bro. Just try to lie his way out of everything, bro.
Everything, bro. It's sad.
Everything. He can't never tell the truth about
it.
Nothing.
Ain't in him. It ain't in him. He is a liar. That's what he does. He's a bureaucrat liar. That's how he climbed in the world. And you expecting a man who backstabbed and lies as much as this dude. This dude opened his mouth and words just flow out in their lies, and he goes to sleep with no problem. He has no conscience about lying to you because you lie to somebody you don't trust. I mean, not trust, but you lie to people you don't respect. You tell if I don't respect you, I'll tell you anything. You know, and that's the cold-blooded part about it, and that we believe that Griffin coming in here with his coming here, and the crazy part about it, and to show you how shitty we had of administrators for years, he was probably the best. We didn't have that many VPs because that's really a new position that they opened up under Dale Demp's tenure when it was trying to pull Joe Dumars into the job. They created the VP job.
Been a good idea, man.
And Joe Dumars was wanting to take the job, but they started talking money, and Tom Benson, rest in power, didn't want to pay him that. So what he did was he took the VP job that he created and gave it to Dale Demps. That make a lot of freaking sense, don't it? So you had Demps with two hats on, and then they even gave him a special assistant in Danny Ferry to try to help him out, in which Ferry did a pretty decent job of helping him out. You can't help out a fool, for the summation. So, I mean, the bottom line is if you look back at some of the recent administrators we had, man, David Griffin is probably the most accomplished of all of them, and that is really sad. That shows you why you don't have sustained success in New Orleans as a basketball team, because you don't have really honorable and basketball-worthy leadership there that the team could trust. So yes, once he gets out of the way, if we can get him out of the way and move him up out of here and get somebody with basketball IQ that know about how to win, like a Joe Dumars, maybe a push need to be reignited in the Pelican building to go see about Joe Dumars. Maybe we need to see about pushing for Joe Dumars to come there and take the job, but he ain't gonna take as long as Griffin's sitting up there. So let's get Griffin out of here best way we can, and to see if we can get somebody that's honorable to take the job. I mean, it's just what it is, fam.
Yeah, I mean, this is a blessing, man. I mean, a lot of the riffraff and the things we don't like surrounded by this organization is this guy at the helm. Other than the uniforms and the way the team is marketed, stuff we complain about with that. Everything else is on David Griffin. The coaching staff and then already came out. They laughing at him behind his back, in group chats and stuff, calling him what's the little guy for the Bulls? They was calling him
you talking about
I forgot his name.
Not Gar.
The GM for the Bulls, man. Kraus. They calling him Lil Kraus and shit in the text messages, man. So it's like the players, I'm sure if the coach is gone that far, the players probably don't like him very much either. Nobody likes fake people. You know what I mean? Like, especially when you're in a profession where they travel together, like that's like a family. They're around you all the time. So if you're going to come out here and we in the public know all you do is lie, then I know you're lying all the time to them. And what that is. Yeah, DJ, I'm gonna go to a game, bro. We're gonna set up a Pelicans day where we get some people and we all go to the game. But I ain't trying to go to the game till they lift the mandates.
What mandate?
Where you gotta show a card or get a test. I ain't going to no games until they remove that.
The test ain't nothing but what the thing they point at your
All
face,
right,
right?
well, that's fine. I'm not going.
Is that
till
what
they
it
remove-
is?
I'm not going until they remove.
Y'all
it.
educate me in there. I know Mo say he went that.
They
That's
got to. They want to show you. You got to go get the test from I think the 24-hour test or something from Walgreens.
you see the one or the other or both.
I think it's one or the other. Either
Yeah.
that or the vaccination card.
Okay, go ahead. Finish your thought, bro. I ain't mean to get in the way.
But
What's up, Lions?
man, what I was saying. Yeah. So David Griffin, he run around lying to us. I know he lied to them. So I think this will be a big dark cloud removed off of the organization, man, and they can have a fresh start. You can get your people. There's all these rumors that Zion don't trust us, and he probably don't trust David Griffin.
That probably be if they did fire Griffin and they didn't replace him or hire anybody, you probably would just move Tranger Langdon into that position and he probably would run it for him in Swin or something like that. Because Lucia he's not a basketball guy, he's a businessman. He makes the business deals. If you want a sponsorship deal with the Pelicans, he's the man you talk to. He's strictly a money dude. So, I mean, the most experienced basketball mind you would have if Griffin was removed from the equation and they didn't hire anybody, would more than likely be Tranger Langdon. And, of course, you would elevate Swin to his position, so where he was. So, yeah, that's probably what it'd be. And a great question is, do we even need a VP? Well, the structure of the team is the way it's set up. I think VP is not a bad look for the Pelicans. It kind of modernized it a bit because a lot of teams have VPs and presidents and VPs of the basketball ops. It just looks bad on us because it hadn't been done correctly. We hadn't had one that has much success here, So go ahead. I'm sorry, DC. Go ahead and finish your thought.
Nah, man. I mean, you hit it right on the head, man. One of them is probably in charge of firing them, though. So it's good to point that out. And I just think a lot of the things that are wrong with the franchise, a lot of the mistakes we made, us being laughed at, this or that. If you get this guy out of the building, you get a fresh start from all of that because he wanted all the credit. So he's going to get all the negative credit. And I think him leaving, all the negative stigmatisms would go with him, especially if we start winning once he got up out of here. So it could be a fresh start. It could change the culture, do a lot of things because right now we're known as the laughingstock of the league. We're the worst team in the NBA. Zion's fat. We're a team that creates and farms players for other teams. Everybody got these stupid, dumbass, hypothetical trades. Let's trade Brandon Ingram for a bag of peanuts. Like, all this dumb shit because of who? David Griffin. And all of this idiotic decision-making, man. We've made so many mistakes with him at the helm, and it's obvious he doesn't know what the hell he's doing. And not only have we been calling it out here, the family, y'all been saying the same thing, calling it out too. Now it's finally just catching up to everybody else. It's only so long fake people can pretend before they found out.
Yeah, that's Griffin's. We'll see, man. It's something's gonna happen soon. I mean,
I'm trying to rub that shit in, Sean, bro.
I'm telling you one thing, man. Sooner or later, something's gonna happen. Something's got to pop. I mean, the Pelicans. We should be getting BI back. I'm saying about it for the Brooklyn game on Friday, so that should help you out there. But still, in all, you need a lot more help. KLJ is nowhere near where you need him to be. He needs to be going to the G League, and you're gonna probably need to get another facilitator or a three-point shooter that can help out. You need some offense off that bench to make it easier on the five starters. Some of them guys off the bench, they play pretty decent defense, but they struggle to score, which is very problematic. We one of the weakest non-scoring benches in the game. And that's a ton.
We bottom five and damn near everything.
But that's a ton of pressure that you're putting on Big V and Graham and NAW and BI. When your bench is not carrying their weight, that is a ton of pressure. Those guys have to be able to put points together to help keep leads, or if they trail in to get leads back. That is uber important. You cannot survive in the NBA without having a good bench. Right. So with that being said, we're going to peace out on that. Listen, I thank the family members for joining us for this live stream tonight. Much love to y'all for being here. We will return on a Friday, and of course, we'll open up the lines of communication to hear from the family members after the Brooklyn and Pelicans and Nets matchup that'll be going on in the Smoothie King Center as Kevin Durantula comes to town, and hopefully we'll have BI back.
Reaper.
The Slim Reaper. And so hopefully we'll have BI back at that time too.
We're gonna have the Saints pray for the Angels, keep that Slim Reaper up all of us, Q.
Yeah, we got to fight, man. Hopefully they'll come together and we can get that win. That'll be a big win to help us kind of set that fire. So with that being said, listen, man, I appreciate y'all for chiming in on this thing. If you didn't hit the like button, please feel free to hit the like button. If you're not a subscriber, join the Pelican Post Game Report. Hit the subscribe button. I promise you, it is free. It won't cost you a penny. Also, feel free to share the links in your social media. Share those links with other Pelican family members as we keep it real here on the Pelican Post Game Report. So with that being said, much love to you guys, and I'm going to see y'all later. Go Pels.
Go Pels.
The Pelicans Post-Game Report on the PPR Media Network for all things Pelicans.
TheWhoThatDaily.com. That's right, TheWhoThatDaily.com. Your one-stop shop for everything New Orleans Saints, New Orleans Pelicans, LSU Tigers, even the top flight boxing news. So if you're a Who That and you're looking for a place to stay up on your team, TheWhoThatDaily.com is your site. TheWhoThatDaily.com for the sport Who That in all of us.